At the beginning of the story, we're shown a 6-year-old kid named Sailboat who lives in a remote American village with his mom, dad, and grandmother. He believes everything his grandmother has ever told him to be true. Actually, her life and her teachings have a deep impact on him. But now his grandmother's health is very bad, so she is admitted to the hospital. Also, in the place in the village where they live, it hasn't rained for the last 9 years, so everyone there is very troubled by the drought and the heat. The population of this village is very low, which is why facilities are almost non-existent. Sailboat's house is a small wooden house that is slightly tilted. That whole house is supported by a single piece of wood, which his dad always keeps an eye on. Actually, he is a janitor in the same school where Sailboat studies. In fact, when Sailboat was born, he always used to look at Sailboat, and he made a sketch of Sailboat for the first time in his life, which is why he was named Sailboat. Sailboat's mom makes very good food that Sailboat and his dad like very much. Sailboat also has a friend who loves playing football. He plays football all day and wants to join the school team, but he has a dry eyes problem where a person blinks their eyes very rarely. The next morning, Sailboat goes to throw his childhood cradle into the trash heap because it's of no use now. He sees that there is also a guitar in the trash heap, and he picks up that guitar. But when he throws his cradle, there is also a photo in it that he doesn't notice. Sailboat picks up the guitar and brings it home. He is very happy to get the guitar. Once his grandmother told him that sometimes the beautiful things in life are found in a place where we never even expected. Although Sailboat doesn't know how to play the guitar, at night he touches its strings, which makes some tunes come out. Sailboat always keeps the guitar with him, whether he goes to school or stays at home. One day, Sailboat finds out that his grandmother's health is very bad. That's why he goes to the city hospital with his mom and dad to meet his grandmother. He still has the guitar in his hand. His grandmother is very happy to see him. She says to Sailboat, "Will you play a song for me on your guitar?" Hearing this makes Sailboat very happy. He remembers another lesson from his grandmother. When his grandmother told him that nothing in life happens without a reason, there is definitely some reason behind events. Sailboat doesn't know how to play the guitar though, but now he decides that he will learn to play the guitar. That's why when all the kids are playing, he is trying to play the guitar. He remembers his grandmother's words, that those who dare never lose. If you try, things will definitely happen one day. His friend is also there, watching football with the hope that one day he will also be included in the school football team. Just then, a classmate of Sailboat comes here, who is always listening to songs on a CD player. She is very impressed by Sailboat's guitar. She wants to be friends with Sailboat, but Sailboat leaves from there. There is also a kid in school who always bullies Sailboat. He even eats his lunch, and today he breaks the strings of Sailboat's guitar, which makes Sailboat very sad. Sailboat goes to his dad and tells him the whole truth about how that bully boy named Tommy broke the strings of his guitar. Hearing this makes his dad very angry. He goes to Tommy's house. First of all, he removes the band-aid that was on his face. Actually, he used to put on a band-aid to hide a tattoo, where his dad opens the door. Seeing this thug-like form of Sailboat's dad makes Tommy's dad scared. Sailboat's dad says that, "Your son broke my son's guitar strings, and now you will have to have the guitar strings changed." Tommy's dad has to agree with him. Expensive strings are put in the guitar, with which a free music learning CD is included. Sailboat is very happy with this. Sailboat's father says something like this before taking Tommy down. After which, whenever Tommy passed in front of Sailboat, he would smile. Like every day, Sailboat goes to that same sailboat the next morning. He goes to see it every day. Here he remembers another lesson from his grandmother. His grandmother told him that one step has to be taken to move forward in life. He wants to learn to play the guitar at any cost so that he can sing a song for his grandmother on the guitar. Soon he will go to the hospital with his mom and dad once again to meet his grandmother. But he is not able to understand how to use the CD because he doesn't have any player to play the CD. When he goes to school the next day, that same classmate comes to him who is always listening to a song on her CD player. She sees that Sailboat is very sad because of not being able to listen to his CD. That's why she gives him her CD player so that he can learn music from the music learning CD he got with the guitar strings. Sailboat becomes very happy, and now he tries to make a new tune of his own by listening to that CD. Seeing this makes his mom feel very good. After working very hard, he prepares a song and music for his grandmother. His friend comes to him who had given him the CD player. She asks, "Did you get any help from my CD player?" Sailboat says that yes, I got a lot of help from it. After this, Sailboat plays the song and tune for her that he had prepared. That friend of Sailboat is also here, who is always playing football. These two become very happy after hearing his song and tune. His friend gets so motivated that he runs to his coach and says that, "I also want to join the football team." Sailboat comes back to his home, where he tells his mom and dad that, "I have prepared the song and tune for grandmother. When will we go to meet her?" His dad tells him that grandmother's health is very bad. "We will go to meet her next week. Until then, you sing your song to us." He sings his song to his mom and dad, hearing which his mom becomes very emotional. There are tears in her eyes. His father also becomes very emotional. Meanwhile, his friend is shown who is playing football outside. Actually, he was calling Sailboat to play with him. Just then, by mistake, the football hits the same piece of wood on which the entire house is supported. The wood falls down, causing Sailboat's entire house to tilt to one side. But even now, his house is standing. Sailboat's dad doesn't know that this act is his friend's. After which Sailboat, his mom, and his dad all together once again pull the house with the car and put that same piece of wood in its right place. Also, they tell Sailboat the truth that his grandmother is in a coma. Whenever she regains consciousness, Sailboat will be taken to her first so that he can sing his song to her. The next day, Sailboat's dad tells him that because of your song, my thoughts have become very positive. At night, I had a dream of my favorite Mustang on which I was riding. Actually, his father likes the Mustang so much that he keeps making sketches of it. Sailboat goes to school where the class teacher tells that today, all of us will go for a trip. And when they are in the bus, the class teacher sees that Sailboat has a guitar in his hand. He asks him to sing a song. Sailboat sings that same song to them, hearing which his class teacher and the female bus driver become very emotional. There are tears in their eyes. The class teacher removes his wig, seeing which all the kids are surprised that there is not a single hair on his head. Now the female bus driver goes to meet her ex-husband after the trip ends, whom she has not met for many years. Even the class teacher stops wearing a wig forever, after which he calls his wife, with whom he no longer lives. After which all of them come to hear Sailboat's song once again. Hearing his song makes everyone very emotional. Now whenever Sailboat goes to school, everyone wants to hear his song after school ends. Sailboat sings his song to everyone. Before this song, no one used to talk to Sailboat, but now everyone talks to him. But inside, Sailboat is very sad because he wants to meet his grandmother, for whom he has made a song. Sailboat's whole life changed after that song. Even the parents of all his classmates come to his house to hear his song. Actually, they have no neighbor. That's why Sailboat's mom never talks to anyone. But now, because of people coming slowly, Sailboat's mom starts mixing with them, which makes them very happy. Also, the delicious food she makes for her husband and her son Sailboat, she feeds to everyone. Everyone praises her food very much. Everyone is very happy. But Sailboat is very sad inside because of his grandmother. He remembers that thing from his grandmother, when his grandmother told him that the feeling of true happiness comes only when your own are with you. The next day, Sailboat goes to school, where his friend is very happy today because he has been included in the football team, and currently not for playing, but for serving water. But even in this, he is very happy. Sailboat now decides that he will go to meet his grandmother. That's why he sets out alone toward the city. Meanwhile, it's shown at home where some people have gathered to hear Sailboat's song like every day. But Sailboat didn't come back home today. Meanwhile, Sailboat is shown to whom a stranger stops his car and says, "Where do you want to go?" Sailboat tells that my grandmother's health is bad. I have to go to the city hospital to meet her. That stranger gives him a lift and tells that I have come to this area for the first time today. I saw a sailboat that I want to buy. He was talking about the same sailboat that Sailboat himself goes to see every day. But he doesn't tell this to that stranger. That stranger sees Sailboat's guitar and says, "Do you play it?" Sailboat says that I have made a song for my grandmother. I am going to the hospital to sing that same song to her on this guitar. Hearing this, that man becomes very excited and says, "Will you sing your song to me?" Sailboat picks up his guitar and sings the same song to him with the tune of the guitar, of which everyone is a huge fan. Hearing that song, that stranger gets lost in that song. As soon as the song ends, he stops his car. He says to Sailboat that, "I myself will take you to the hospital to your grandmother. But before that, you have to come with me." People haven't heard this kind of song for a long time. Meanwhile, Sailboat's dad is shown, to whom Sailboat's class teacher at school tells that today Sailboat went home in halftime itself. But when they come home, they find out that Sailboat didn't come home, but instead today, there are even more people there who are all waiting for him to hear Sailboat's song. Sailboat's mom and dad think that he must have gone to play with his CD player friend. Soon, he will come back home. Meanwhile, Sailboat is shown who reaches a place with a stranger. Actually, this man is an RJ, that is, a radio jockey, who wants to record Sailboat's song, and his colleague says that this is not possible because a very famous lady of the city has a podcast here. Hearing this makes the RJ feel very disappointed. He says to Sailboat that, "We will have to come some other time." Sailboat says, "Do you really want me to sing my song in front of everyone?" He says, "Yes, but currently this is not possible." Sailboat takes his guitar and reaches the studio and starts playing the guitar there. That lady whose podcast was going on also gets lost in his tune. All the mics that were there were turned towards Sailboat. Meanwhile, it's shown at Sailboat's house where it hasn't rained for 9 years. Today, black clouds cover the sky, and just then, one of those men picks up his radio and tells that Sailboat's song is coming on it. Everyone hears Sailboat's song on the radio, and now heavy rain starts. That friend of Sailboat is shown, who was given the job of serving water in the football team. Heavy rain is falling there too. That's why players are having a lot of trouble playing, because no one can play in such rain with their eyes open. Just then, the coach's eyes go to Sailboat's, that friend who has been given the job of serving water. He sees that in the rain, he can keep his eyes open comfortably. That's why he is included in the team. After which he scores many goals one after another, and alone makes his team win. Meanwhile, after finishing the song in the studio, Sailboat goes to the hospital to meet his grandmother. Doctors tell him that your grandmother is still in a coma. Hearing this makes him very sad. But the song he has made for his grandmother, he wants to sing it to her, because he believes that this song will definitely reach his grandmother's heart. And now he starts singing that song in front of the doctor. Hearing the song makes the doctor very emotional. Tears come to his eyes. But Sailboat's grandmother remains as she is. Sailboat leaves the hospital after keeping his guitar right there. After this, Sailboat never sang the song again that he had made for his grandmother. But the song he sang on the radio, a huge music company bought its rights. That's why whenever that song was played anywhere, its royalty money was sent to Sailboat. With that money, first of all, his dad bought for him the same sailboat he used to see since childhood, which the RJ was going to buy. Along with this, they buy a Mustang for themselves, which was always their dream, and an oven for his wife. What lesson did you get from hearing this story? Do write in the comment box. Hope that you like this story, and with that, our movie ends. Hope you like the recap. If you reach the end, don't forget to leave a like on the video and write us a nice comment, as you always do. And for those watching us for the first time, subscribe to the channel to see all the upcoming recaps. See you in the next movie. Peace.